Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. We are live on multiple platforms, including my TikTok. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. And we are live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And of course, we are live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter. Be sure to follow us on those platforms, guys, because you're getting different content all the time. All the time. Shout out to everyone that's already in the live chat having conversations. I see you guys. We posted a poll on the community tab on Kempire Daily, and I asked you, should we recap Ladies Who List ATL, which is a new show on OWN? They're not paying me, but they should. I got to put that on a t-shirt. I have to put that on a t-shirt. But you know, we've been talking about, I said this on the show. You guys are my witnesses. I said, we need a show about real estate in Atlanta. How come we don't have that? And weeks later, we heard about Ladies Who List ATL was coming. I had no idea. And I have to say, I watched the first episode 2 times. And the second time I was like, okay, I see the potential in this show. I see the potential. You know, all of you have been asking me to talk about Selling Tampa. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I have started watching it, but I want to finish watching it and then do a live recap of it. It's just hard to do Netflix shows because it's not like you have a 1 week, you have 1 episode. It's 8 episodes, and I think it's like 6 episodes, actually. So we will recap it. Either way, guys, we have almost 100 people already in the live chat on Kempire Daily. Be sure to tap your screens. Be sure to share this on your Twitter. We are also live on TikTok. What's going on TikTok? I see you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon. Good night, depending on where you're watching from. Before we do anything, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. You're about to get ready for another work week. Let's get our vibes up. Let's get the energy up. When you move your body, you move your mood. Let's move our bodies, put a smile on your face. Let's go. I do that to myself, and then I try to talk. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are recapping. You know, we were empty. We were empty on Sunday afternoons. You know, we would recap Love and Marriage Huntsville every Sunday afternoon, and we had nothing. But now we have something. Well, we're going to give it at least 3 episodes. We're going to give Ladies Who List Atlanta at least 3 episodes. Let me catch my breath and let me take a sip. I have to say, though, that song is a perfect song to shimmy to. You know, we love to shimmy here on the show. And speaking of shimmying, Zoe, thank you so much for always supporting. Zoe says, if this is your way of saying sorry for not covering Selling Tampa, you are forgiven. I'm happy you are covering this. Thank you, Zoe. I am going to cover it. Oh, wait, I didn't even show it. Look, thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to cover Selling Tampa because I listen to you guys. You guys are the curators of pop culture here on the channel and all of the platforms where we talk about this. And all of you have been hitting me up to talk about Selling Tampa. It's not that I haven't been watching. I have watched at least 2 episodes. I'm covering a lot of different things, not just reality TV. We're covering pop culture in the news. We're covering Khloe Kardashian using the N-word on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. If you missed that video, posted that last night. So catch up on some of the things that you missed already this week. There was a lot of Kardashian related news. I know you don't love them, but people are calling for Hulu to cancel them altogether. We shall see. We shall see. Kiss Me says, I like Selling Tampa better. I'm hearing back and forth. Some people said that they like Ladies Who List better than Selling Tampa. I am just getting into Ladies Who List. The first episode was solid. It wasn't fully there, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. I will say this, though, before we get into Ladies Who List, ATL, you can already see they're ready to expand. They're already like, we're going to do Atlanta, and then we're going to do somewhere else. I'm excited, though. You know I love a franchise. But before we get into that, we were covering Ready to Love at one point. Covering Ready to Love at one point. I'm still out of it. I watched the last episode. Apparently, we didn't miss much. But the reunion looks good. So we might cover the reunion a little bit next Sunday here on the channel, right before we get into Ladies Who List. I'm not going to do a Ready to Love just live. It's just not worth it for me. I don't think the season was that good, even though their theme song is lit. The theme song is great. I always find myself tapping my foot and moving to that theme song. That song is good. But I forgot the young lady's name. Oh, what's her name? Oh, and I just got rid of it. Hold on. What's the young lady's name? I can't remember her name. She was born in Sabrina. Sabrina at the top right. I don't like you with long hair, Sabrina. You look great with short hair. Maybe shoulder length hair, maybe, but the over dramatic long hair, I was like, ooh, no. I didn't like that. But Walter, you did her dirty. And when she decided not to be with you, you're like, all right, call me. That's the problem, Walter. That's the problem. She feels like you sort of were checked in and then checked out. That was the only thing that I had to say about Ready to Love. We will recap the reunion, though, because the reunion actually does look really good. Yeah, Barbie says, I love it short. But why did Walter not remember that she was born in Korea? He told his family she was born in Virginia. I mean, there's besides her look, you wouldn't really know because she does sound like she was raised in Virginia. But Walter just seems really checked out. He was like, yeah, call me. That's the problem, Walter. She wants to be courted. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about this new show, Ladies Who List ATL. First of all, beautiful cast. I'm still learning everyone's names. I kind of remember everyone. No, you know what? This elephant brain of mine. I bet you I could tell you everyone's names right now. Not everyone, but look, the majority. Kiana's the one in the middle. Robin's the one with the really blonde hair. Right next to Robin, is her quote friend. I'm just going to say friend. That's Crystal. She spells it a little differently. And then next to Crystal is Tiana. Yes. And then on the far left, that is starts with a T, Tiffany. Right? Look, we're learning the names. It's only been 1 week. Tracy says Robin needs a therapist. I literally tweeted this earlier today, Tracy, because it just seems that Robin, first of all, she's going to be a reality star. This is what we need. Someone who needs therapy on our reality television. But what I can appreciate, we get to see property. We got to see a couple of properties this episode. I didn't realize, see, you do get a lot for your money in Atlanta. And this is part of the reason why a lot of people, when they were talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like, these ladies have money, but they don't have a lot of money. These big homes that you're seeing don't cost a lot in Georgia. But That YouTube couple, I don't even know who they are. I should have Googled them, but I didn't. The one that, the ones that, were signing with Robin and Crystal, I don't know who they are, but I'm sure you guys do. I don't get time to watch. Besides, I used to be able to watch things on YouTube. I don't have time anymore to watch like the people that I used to love on YouTube. I don't even have time. But I don't know of them on YouTube. Thank you so much. Wait, is that Maxilia? Maxilia? Thank you so much, Max, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. But here's the thing. Although Crystal, I love Crystal. I love Crystal's energy. Crystal's on the far right next to Robin, who is the blonde. I honestly, based on the season, I can see why Kiana is in the middle. But you know who needs to also be right next to her? Robin. Because in the first episode, Robin stands out. And then not in a good way. Not in a good way. But I can appreciate what Robin wants to do. She is a go-getter. She wants to develop her own brokerage. And honestly, I didn't know the difference between an agent and a broker. Maybe because I just never thought about it. I never really cared. But in the first episode, they're teaching me things. I love it. I love it. But she wants to start her own thing. But she's burned so many bridges with these other women that she's like, they're like, we don't want to work with her. Crystal points this out to her. She's like, well, you don't get along well with women. And Robin takes offense to that. But Crystal's like, you're the one who said this to me. And Robin's like, this is why I have issues with women, because they hold these things in their back pocket and they throw it at you later. I don't think she was saying that. She's being realistic. You have said this about yourself. Do you think you'll be able to work with these women? Women that you've had a bad past with. I don't see Crystal and Robin's relationship lasting, though. Sidebar, there are only two black, I don't even know if she meant just black female or did she just mean black closing attorneys in Atlanta. Can someone get on that with me, for me? Is that true? Or is there just like 5, but they just said they're the only 2? I like Crystal though so far, but Crystal, she's walking all over you. I don't see this friendship lasting throughout the series. I really don't see it lasting. She walked all over. Robin walked all over Crystal. And I like Crystal. I love Crystal's sister. But immediately Robin's like, I should throw this champagne in your face. Why do we have to go to the violence? Well, this is probably why we have to go to the violence. I wrote this down. Hold on. I wrote this down because I said, wow, that's deep. She says, I wasn't raised on love. I was raised on struggle. Tara, thank you so much for the super chat. She says she was raised on struggle. So anyone that gets in her way, she's going to knock them down. Robin's going to be great TV though, y'all. I don't care what anyone says. Look, you don't have to like her. We are all producers. We are all producers. We don't get the credit or the check. But these producers are looking and listening to what you guys are saying. She's going to be great TV. We don't have to like her or love her. As long as you have a strong feeling towards her, she's going to be great TV, unfortunately. I just don't understand the overreaction. If Crystal is your friend, Robin, why are you acting that way with her? Maybe that's why you don't have a lot of female friends. Now I kind of want to see her interact with men and how she acts with men. Because, she's probably one of those women that say, I get along better with men. Okay, wait a second. MT Callyway says, no, my closing attorney was a black woman, just not one of those black women. So they're just saying things on it. Because I was like, they're the only closing attorneys in Atlanta? Thank you so much, MT Callyway. I appreciate you. I kind of felt like that was a lie. I kind of felt like that was a lie. But apparently there aren't a lot either. Maybe. I need, yeah. Look, K Baby says Robin was ready to fight her friend. Ready to fight her friend. I don't like the threats. I honestly could not be friends with Robin because, first of all, I'm not a pushover. I'm not one of those friends. If I can't be a straight shooter with you as a friend, then we're not really friends. We're associates, if we're even associates, to be honest with you. Yeah, Dee says, that sounds far-fetched. Only 2 Black female closing attorneys. And she didn't say female. She said the only 2 Black closing attorneys. She said only, and I was like, really? Either way, Robin has this big idea to unite these women in their own brokerage, because she says right now I got trust issues. I got trust issues. I don't know if I could believe everything she says. She says a lot of the Black people that are in real estate are making millions of dollars for white brokerages. And I know some people, because we have a mixed audience here. White people stay, don't go anywhere. Look, don't go anywhere. Here's the thing. A lot of Black people back in the day were not permitted to do what these women are doing. You saw in this episode, if you watched it, where they said there was a time in Georgia and other states where Black people were not allowed to have property or buy property. So when we started developing and creating things for ourselves, we had massacres, Google it, where white people and the government destroyed the things that we built. So I can appreciate Robin having this idea of let's build our own, because so many times we're trying to work for a bigger white company. And that really doesn't encourage us to have our own. And we think we have a seat at the table. However, no, we don't. We don't really have a seat at the table. So I can appreciate that side of Robin, but Robin's got to learn how to play with others. But she doesn't like it when Crystal points that out. But there are other ladies. I'm still learning the names. But I'm good so far. The only one I can't remember the name for, and you guys probably will remind me, is the one in the middle with the white dress. She's going to stir the pot, but Kiana is also stirring the pot. And I get why she's in the middle, but I think Robin needs to be in the middle too. At least in this first episode. There is history amongst the ladies. There is some history. I didn't like what the lady in the white dress said about Crystal, because I was liking Crystal, but she had some, snarky things to say about Crystal, about when she saw Crystal at a Kanye event. And the first thing that came to my mind, what Kanye event? That Sunday sermon stuff? That was your first problem. Shout out to you guys if you just joined us. We're talking about the new show on OWN called Ladies Who List, ATL, which says to me it's going to be coming to other cities. But of course, they have to start in Atlanta. I really feel like more people are moving to Atlanta, to start their dreams of being in Hollywood versus going to California. I literally just was watching a live where an acting coach says people that go to LA now to start an acting career, it makes no sense. You really should be going to places like Atlanta. I'm just passing on the information. I'm not trying to be an actor, y'all, even though I am trying to be an extra in the season 2 of And Just Like That. You have to affirm it in order to have it in your life. Okay, it's Sunday. Can I get an amen? That's how we say amen. Amen here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Guys, don't forget to like this video if you haven't liked it already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We are also live on TikTok. TikTok, what's going on? I appreciate you all being here. We are doing a live recap of, I was about to say Love and Marriage. No, we haven't done Love and Marriage in a couple of weeks. Tiffany says, we full in Atlanta. Come on now. Princess says, you better go to ATL. Well, not me, right? But after seeing the property in ATL, I'm like, maybe I should at least buy an investment property. Because everybody's saying I'm not saying that I wouldn't buy an investment property. I'm just saying everybody's labeling their properties investment properties lately. I might get me a mansion in Atlanta, but then only if Stacey Abrams wins as governor, then I'll buy it. I'll buy something in Atlanta. If she wins as governor, yes, I know your governor name is Kemp. Every time people say his name, I'm like, oh, damn it. Guys, let's get to 150 likes. I'll drop the call-in link. I do want to hear your thoughts on this new show on OWN. Shout out to our friends over at OWN. because as I said to you before, this year marks 10 years since my interview with Oprah. And when I spoke with Oprah about OWN, it was at the beginning stages. You know, a lot of people were being very critical because Oprah was always winning at everything that she did, but she was just starting this network. And she spoke about that. And funny enough, when she called in, we were also talking about her interview with the Kardashians. Full circle moment. But OWN has come a long way. She has sold off a good majority of OWN back to Discovery that owns OWN, and she has like 5% of OWN now. But she's developed it so much. I mean, Love and Marriage is there. I know the Have and Have Nots. There are a lot of really successful shows on OWN. I mean, I told her she should have gave me something on OWN, but she never did, which is all right, Oprah, because when you are ready for me, I might not be ready for you. Playing. I'm joking. God, can you imagine if Oprah produced my talk show? That would be a dream come true. Dream come true. Let's affirm it. Affirmed. Okay, guys. Let me take a sip. JG, yes, every time I hear his name, I'm like, ugh. That governor of y'all in Georgia. But anyways, we'll move on. So Ladies Who List, ATL. I'm excited. I loved looking at the property. I saw that we had an actress from Sisters who was looking at that home. That home, look, no matter how much a home is or how big a home is, everyone has a different personality. I like the home. Is it ideal for me? Maybe. I don't know. I liked it. It kind of reminded me of Kenya Moore's home a little bit. It kind of it's very modern. I like the outside space. I loved the bathroom. I didn't realize how much I need a bench in my bath, in my shower now. Look, after seeing it, I'm like, yeah, a bench would be nice. So you can really wash your feet. Yes, people, you're supposed to be washing your feet. Remember that during the pandemic? So many people are coming out talking about how they don't wash their feet. They believe the water is going to get there. Remember that? No, I need a bench, y'all, so I can sit in the shower and scrub my feet. Let me see what TikTok is saying. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. MCA Carmen. I cannot even read that font. I am so sorry. What's going on TikTok? Thank you. Everyone's saying Janice, thank you. Janice said affirmed. Yes, we're gonna affirm that. Happy Sunday, y'all. Don't forget, we will be live tonight on TikTok exclusively at 8:25 p.m. Eastern to watch together the latest episode of Portia's Family of Lies, aka Portia's Family Matters. And then at 9:45 p.m. Eastern, as we've been doing every single Sunday, we will recap it live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. The link is already available. Set your reminders. Join our texting community. Now you post a texting community. Text Kempire.com. Guys, if you haven't joined already, text Kempire.com. TikTok, also be sure to follow me at Kempire Daily on TikTok. That's our backup channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 there. And if you're not following us, YouTube, on TikTok, at TheKempire is my main page, but our backup page at Kempire Daily. We're trying to get to 1,000 so we can go live there. God forbid we're not able to go live on the Kempire. So stay tuned for that. Okay. And of course, follow me on my socials, y'all. All right, back to this. So we're gonna break down some of the ladies. One of the moments, I believe it was Tiffany and Tiana. They were out with their kids, and I believe it was Tiana when she gave her daughter the Frisbee, and she was like, "Go play." If you have a Black mama, this was so relatable. Anyone can relate to that? Where your mom is just like, go play with something. Here, take a Frisbee. I haven't seen a Frisbee in years. When she pulled out that Frisbee, I said, wow, I'm surprised she didn't pull out like an iPad or some electronic. She pulled out a Frisbee. Damn. She pulled out a Frisbee. I was like, oh, wow. Sonia says, oh my God, Kempire, my migraine just got better from the last episode of Poochie Fan Mess. I can't with the name. Oh my Lord. Life of D Shunta says, yes, I remember Taylor Swift and other YouTube people coming out saying that they don't wash their legs and feet. They let the suds roll down and cleanse them. So nasty. So I need a bench in my shower. That's what I've got from Ladies Who List Atlanta. I need a bench in the shower. I thought the bathroom was great. For me, the most important thing when it comes to real estate, and you guys will let me know in the chat what's important to you when it comes to your home. The kitchen, even though I don't love to cook, the kitchen's important. And the primary suite. So my primary suite has to be, big. It has to have big closets. I mean, preferably 2 if you're, you have a partner. 2, 1 for you, 1 for me. I want a really nice closet and a really nice, primary suite bathroom. Just saying. Right? Look right? What are you guys saying in the chat? Let me just say, I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. My son used to have one. I still buy him soccer balls and stuff to play out with outside. Wow, really? I was just so dumbfounded because I just know, like, between my nieces and nephews and other kids that have been around, I haven't seen a Frisbee since I was a kid. Yeah. The bathroom has to be nice. I agree. Hold on. Let me just see where we're at. Guys, we are 5 likes away from 150 likes. Let's get to 500. No, not 500. Let's get to 150 likes. I'll drop the call-in link. I want to hear your thoughts. This is the very first episode of Ladies Who List Atlanta. We're giving it 3 episodes to see if we're going to stay invested. We already see a preview of a fight between Robin and the other ladies a little bit later on in the season. I don't love this, especially as a Black show of Black women, where we're already seeing a woman come in another woman's face, almost like she's going to hit her. But I think Crystal has set up this situation. She hasn't set her boundaries with Robin. And I think Robin's always testing those boundaries. I'm like, girl, first of all, why are you threatening to throw champagne at me? And then why are you, why? Why are you doing that? I know a lot of people do not like Robin, but I love her for TV. Can someone tell me why Robin looks familiar, though? Has she been on something else? She looks very familiar to me. And I'm not from ATL, so I don't know why she looks so familiar. Robin, were you in New York at some point? I need to know. Or maybe I don't need to know. All right, let me drop the call-in link. We're just doing a quick live, guys, talking about Ladies Who List ATL. I wrote a couple of notes. We know the reason why there's beef between some of the ladies, and specifically the ladies. I feel like all the ladies are together except Crystal and Robin. Crystal and Robin are sort of on their own island, and I think the only reason why Crystal's over there on that island is because of Robin. So the other ladies can't get close to her. But, and for the real estate agents and the real estate brokers, explain this to me. So Kiana tells us a story. Kiana, so we can get familiar with the names, guys. Kiana's the woman in the middle in the tan dress. So Kiana reveals that, she was, during the pandemic, she wanted to start her own real estate firm. But she had to, she was going to have this period where she would not be licensed. So she needed the help of Robin. But Robin said to her, I'll help you and hold those listings, but for $500 a listing, which she had 26 listings, turns out to be $13,000. But she said she was really turned off by that. And I said to myself, well, someone explain this to me. Is it simply just her holding those listings for her? Or is she charged something for holding those listings tax-wise? I tried to think outside the box. I'm like, it's not just simply her holding the listing. Or is it her simply holding the listing? Miss Brooklyn's backstage. I know she would know. Just not if you would know. Just not if you would know. Because I need y'all help on this one, because I was like, I try not to immediately oh my God, that's your girlfriend. Why are you charging your girlfriend? I didn't want to think like that. I have a business mind. And I didn't want to just jump down on Robin's neck. All right, let's take some calls because I need a better understanding. Shout out to everyone that's already in the live chat. We're talking about Ladies Who List on Ladies Who List ATL on OWN. All right. First of all, let me just say thank you. We got a super chat that I need to say thank you. Zoe, thank you so much for always supporting the channel. Shimmy. My mom used to say, go count rice, because I used to reject every toy she gave me. Damn, not count rice. Zoe. Oh my Lord. That's the feeling that I got from Was it Tiffany or no? It was Tiana who said that to her child. I liked it though because it was funny to me. It was really, really funny to me. All right. Oh wait, I forgot to pin this. Let me just pin this link, y'all. Hold on. Y'all know I'm doing everything behind the scenes. Shout out to my mods though that handle the chat. I appreciate you guys. All right, Amy, I'm gonna bring you up for a comment. Hold on. There we go. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Kim. Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
Oh my gosh. I love this new wave of ensemble cast because we have
Okay.
a goal now. I actually think it's the end of the era of just sitting around arguing at a table and throwing drinks in each other's face. We have a goal. I love real estate. Those women are so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They're so gorgeous. I just love watching how pretty they are and how smart they are and how they do their business. So I'm excited. This the my thoughts on that first episode. Robin is the star. She's gonna come out on top. I do not like Crystal.
Really?
Crystal
This
gives
is
me
why I love when you guys
fugazi.
call in. Why?
Crystal gives. Here's the thing. I love a thick chick because I'm a thick chick. So I was like watching her and I'm like, ooh, she's so pretty. Her skin's nice. You know, her skin's nice. Her hair's nice. It's her actual Robin, and then when she gets another like a whole Crystal, and of like evil mean girls in the pack.
Oh,
Like
Amy, you're
we
breaking
do not
up.
have Giselle without Robin.
Oh, there we go.
Robin can't be. Okay, could you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, so
it's better now. You're
Giselle
breaking up
without a
during the.
Robin. You can't.
Go ahead, Amy. Do me a
You can't
favor.
have a
Amy,
Giselle
I'm gonna
without a Robin.
wait.
You got to
Wait,
stick.
Amy. Amy, do me a favor. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Just do me a favor and call back in because I want to hear what you have to say because you were going in. Do me a favor and call back in. Thank you. All right, guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We are talking about Ladies Who List, ATL, and we got a good crowd of people on this Sunday afternoon. All right, and I almost didn't do this. I was like, you guys, how you feeling about it? I watched it. I wasn't really feeling it. Okay, Amy's back. Let's try it again. What's going on, Amy?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Better. Okay, so you were saying Robin. Why Robin coming up on this Sunday?
I said we can't have a Giselle without a Robin. Your group has to stay like in sync. And Crystal seems like she flips when she gets in a different group.
Good point.
And I'm like, even if you are right, it just comes off as fugazi. It's so shady, and I don't like that. And here's the thing, I love a thick chick because when I saw Crystal, I was like, ooh, we got a thick girl that's looking real cute, good skin, good hair. She's giving boss moves. But then she does the shadiest thing ever when her friend's not in her room. It's one thing to check your friend, which I thought was right. She told Robert right. You don't like women. You need to come correct if you do this. I was like, okay, you got to hold your friends accountable. But as soon as she gets in the other room, she's with Kiana, and she's like, I don't know. I have a level of contention with Robin. Like, that ain't your friend, girl. No, I don't like that.
Yeah,
So,
I did notice that.
I did not like that, but I have to say, Kiana is giving me it's like I love Kiana. She's so pretty. She's so classy. And at the end of the day, she holds people accountable because even that's your friend, I'm still not doing business with her because she tried to shade me about that money. Now, I don't know, just like you said, Kim, it might be some stuff that we don't know about the business, but I did kind of see that as like you're kind of taking advantage of somebody's weak point. $500 no, maybe 100. Like, why I gotta be 500?
Well, you know what? I would want to hear, and I hope this does get addressed by Robin, why she was going to charge her that. But we'll see. We have real estate people that watch, and I think some of them are backstage, so we're gonna get their opinion.
I want to know too, because I thought that was kind of shady too, and I was like, well, Robin, you can't expect them. I do want to see her tell her no to her face though. But one of the things I saw with the heads up for the next episode, Robin's hitting Crystal like a child.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I just bust out laughing. I said, Robin,
why are you laughing?
What? No, because she hit her like she was her elder. You know how when you hit, like, it's one thing if you're like fighting a friend. It's another thing when you're like hitting them like they are just misbehaving children. That was weird.
Yeah.
So I was cracking up about that.
I'm glad you cracking up.
No, I was laughing because I was like,
absurd.
So I was like, Robin is going to be the star because she does really crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, he's interesting. Now the other girls, the one I don't know the name, the other
Yeah, we're
closing lawyers.
learning.
Yeah,
Which
the other
one?
closing lawyers. Here's the thing: I only know Crystal, Kiana, and Robin, and they set out to me the most immediately when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Um, Now the mothers, I don't know. Is it Kira and Tiffany? Is that their names?
Tiffany and Tiana, I
Tif-
believe.
no, Kiana is the lead chick
No,
who's
no,
in
no.
the center.
Tiana. Because there's a Kiana and
Oh,
there's
okay.
Tiana.
Tiana and Tiffany. Okay. Tiffany and Kira. What's her name?
Which one? Say it again.
The ones who was at the table with their kids and she was trying to force that child
Tiffany
to
and
play.
Tiana.
Okay. Those two, they line up really well. I like their stories. I like that their kids are part of the show as well. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see more from them though, because when they got with Kiana, they got real messy talking about Crystal. And
Yeah.
I was like, see, Crystal, you don't play well in boxes either.
Maybe that's why they're friends. Her and Robin are friends.
Yes, that's something like you talking about them, and they're sitting there telling all your tea about how you fake and don't know act like you don't know them at the Kanye concert. I was like, ooh. So this is going to be funny, but one thing I love about it is a objective. They're selling homes.
Yeah.
I think we are at the end of the era of just basketball wives. That whole thing of just sitting around arguing for no reason. I feel like we're not going to get as many physical fights because they have a business to run.
Oh, yeah. I don't need any physical fights.
But I thought I was the reason why I hated basketball wives. I hated the sorority thing. But at the end of the day, it was just like they were picking on these girls because they don't have
Mhm.
anything else to do. They have to bring controversy. Selling houses, real estate is controversy in itself. We get to see how people do their thing, how vicious they can be. And I
Yeah.
think it's the end of the era of basketball, the wife shows where you're not doing nothing but just being cute. You got
Yeah.
to bring something to the table.
And I
So
think that's why people are very critical of selling Tampa. I feel like they felt like it was too focused on being cute versus selling property, and we don't see them sell property in
they
this
did
season.
sell property towards the end. They sold the something to the owner of the Morel. It was like some hair care products. They sold the
Okay.
home for 7.5, which was good. But
Mm,
I was happy to see that it's not all about just nothing.
mama.
And the thing about it is, it's like it actually makes you want to get into. Like I told you, I'm not in real estate, but I watching that show, I felt like I was in real estate. You know, I
You
thought I
know,
was.
that's how I feel about $1 Million Listing. I've always loved that, but now we have something that's reflective of people of color that have been in this business for a very long time.
Yes, that's what I felt like. I felt like it gave me this like people say they listen to trap music, they think they're drug dealers. Watching this show, I think
You know
I'm in
what?
real estate. I think I'm
It
in
is
real estate.
Sunday, Amy.
But I'm just saying, like certain things put you in a certain mood. But I'm in there, I'm acting like I'm Kiana, like, girl, what you want to do? We're gonna go to this house, we're gonna bring this money in. I think I'm just on their I feel like I'm on their level and I love it.
Oh
So I
Lord,
will be
Amy,
watching both. But I
you
do
both
think
nuts.
listing I think listing ATL is going to do a little bit better because it's a week by week. I love the
Yeah,
Ben shows, but I forget about them really quick.
yeah,
But I think I'm
it's
going
true.
to be following this. I'm gonna follow it, and I really do. I hope and Crystal will turn it around because big girls, we gotta bring it. We gotta bring it. You can't be the evil fugazi big girl. I want you to come a little bit correct, but that's what I got. But I watched it. I was really feeling like that.
Okay, Amy, we always love it when you call in. Have a great
Okay,
rest of your Sunday, and I'm sure I'll see you tonight for our Portia's Family of Lies recap.
I might have to catch you later, but yeah, you're right. have a nice,
Bye.
have a nice day.
You too. All right, guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about the new OWN show, Ladies Who Lives Atlanta. If you haven't watched it yet, or if you're watching the recap of this, let me know your thoughts on the show. And if you're fully in, we're giving it at least 3 episodes, at least. And then by the 3rd episode, if we're not feeling it, we're gonna pick something else. But I'm enjoying it more than Ready to Love. Sorry, Ready to Love. Your theme song is lit, though. All right, Miss Brooklyn, we are bringing you up for your expertise. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn? How are
Hey
you?
everybody, how you doing
Very
on
well.
this cold Sunday?
Oh my God. It's
We've been
warmer than
saying
yesterday, though.
it. Yes, we've been saying it in the chat, but the situation between Robin, I'm gonna take a guess.
Okay.
Okay, a broker is above real estate agents, the people who sell, the people the salespersons, the people like Ryan. Well, I think he might be a broker now, but Frederick. And if you watch Selling Tampa, the one brother, only the one twin, is a broker. The other one actually doesn't have the broker's license. He runs the company. All of those ladies underneath him, except for the one who did end up getting her broker's license, and she can open her own business. You have to have a broker's license in order to open up your own real estate company.
Okay.
So that means you're carrying the liability, the insurance. You're responsible for the listing, for the publications, for staging. Financially, you're responsible for all of it. And if something goes wrong, you're the one who's getting sued.
Damn.
So you're carrying that liability. It's kind of like when you work for a law firm, you have the partners. The partners are carrying the liability. They're carrying the insurance. If you are a lawyer working underneath that partner and you do something wrong, they're not suing you personally. They sue the law firm, and they're the ones who are carrying that insurance to cover you. Brokerage works the same thing. The broker is the one who's owning, so they carry all the liability and all the responsibility. They also take a percentage of the cut for the brokerage on every sales agent that works underneath them. So
we're learning a lot this Sunday. Thank you so much, Ms.
Yeah, the company I used to work for in New York City, they did everything. I now do property management. I used to do project management, which was construction. So I would run the construction projects, new builds, all that kind of stuff. Too much to get into. Anyway, they also were brokers.
Okay.
They would take a 2% of the 5% that the salespeople would make.
Okay.
So that's how they get paid. They, the owners of the company weren't going out there and selling, but they would getting paid that way. So that's most of the time how you'll see a broker get paid on these smaller shows. That's how like Douglas Elliman makes their money. Every time you see a Douglas Elliman place, especially in New York City, Douglas Elliman, all those independent.
Doesn't Ramona work for Ramona from the Housewives?
Yes, all those independent stores, even though the person who's running it may have a broker's license, they're working under the corporate Douglas Elliman license.
Okay.
Or they can't put up Douglas Elliman's name.
Okay.
So the reason Robin, I would understand it, business is business. Friendship is friendship and business is business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking on the liability by holding your listing. If something goes wrong, they're coming after me as the broker. That's a liability. You may not like it. Nothing may go wrong, but that's a liability. And if I'm going to take on that type of liability, I want to be paid for taking on that type of liability.
See, this is exactly why I needed you here to explain that, because it's not just so cut and dry.
Right. Because as she said, because she was going for her broker's license, her other company wouldn't hold it for her. She didn't have her license, so she couldn't list it on her own. Yeah. So she would lose those sales that other brokerage could have if they wanted to, because she was selling underneath them, pulled those sales from her because she was performing those sales under their broker's license. So there's a lot of different convoluted things. It gets into legal and stuff like that. Yeah. But my thing is, if she was making at least $10K on each of those sales, you could have afforded $500 for her to do it for you. To me, I was like, that was petty. She wasn't asking for $5,000. She was asking for $500, which is probably less than 1% of what those sales would be, which is what your broker would be taking from you to begin with. So what's the issue? Robin does need therapy, though. Robin needs some therapy, because
we all do at some point.
We all do, but the way she went from 0 to 100 simply because her friend asked her or made, listen, you don't play well with other ladies, and now you're talking about opening up a brokerage with all these just women. Yeah. Do you really think you're going to be able to do that? Are you going to be able to really work with them and work with them as an equal? And that was to me was the key word that she said.
Yep.
Because just to divert a little bit, like on Selling Tampa, I can't remember the chick's name, Ocho Cinco's girlfriend.
Sherelle? What's her name again? I forgot. Is it Sherelle? I can't remember. Something
like that. She's the broker, and all those ladies work underneath her. So there's a certain deference, especially in the sales, and to me in the filming, there's a certain deference that you're going to give, because your paycheck counts on her giving you the listings, her connecting you her doing all of that. So there's not an equal footing there. Crystal mentioned to her, can you work with these women as equals, making them equal partnership in this firm that you're talking about starting up?
Yeah.
And she doesn't look like she's the type of person who could work on an equal level, on an equal footing. And that's the other reason I like this show a little bit more than Selling Tampa, even though it's only been one episode.
Yeah.
They're each independent of each other. So to me, you're going to get a more honest reaction because I don't have to be nice to you because my money is coming from you. I can tell you what I really think about you and still keep my sales. Like, I'm not depending upon you for my sales. My sales are my sales and it has nothing to do with you. So I like that aspect of it. And I think it will be real interesting when you're seeing people who aren't, connected in that way. Because even with Selling Sunset, those women are in deference to, I forget what with the twins' name, the Oppenheimer twins, whatever they are. They're a little bit deference because everybody done dated the one. You're in deference to him because they even say he's always giving the sales to Mary. He's always giving the sales to Mary. But you can't really do anything about it because that's your boss.
Yeah.
Complain too much and you're getting no sales. So I like the fact that they're independent of each other.
Good
so
point.
that you can get a really honest opinion. I'm interested in seeing the issue between Kiana and Crystal, being that they grew up together or they went to high school together, but Kiana doesn't use her as the closing attorney.
Mhm.
That's kind of, I would think that's my homegirl from high school. Yeah, I'm going to throw the business her way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. And
I think it's Tiana. I think we're gonna mix up Tiana and Kiana a lot, but I think it's Tiana that went to high school with her. I didn't really love her voice.
One of them went to high school together, and it was a matter. And I'm like, you really usually you throw your partner some business, and that's my homegirl from high school. Why am I not throwing her the business? Like, this a little. And don't mind me, this is my spa self-care day, so I've got conditioner in my hair and all that. I'm chilling out. So
Self-care Sunday, we all should be doing it. Guys,
gotta do it. I gotta do it, else I go crazy. So that's just, I'm interested. I'm really interested. I'm liking it. I think the women are dynamic. I like that they're all on their own. And it will be interesting to see if they get this brokerage up and running, because we've seen brokerages established.
Mhm.
It would be interesting to see how they get it up and running from the bottom.
Yeah.
The investment, because it takes time and it takes money.
Do you think it's actually going to happen?
I hope it does, because being in the real estate industry to the extent that I am, it's something that I've been playing with in my own mind about branching out on my own in as far as what I do in real estate. And it would be interesting to see the push and pulls, the money investment, the insurance. Like I want to, the business license. Like, there's a lot of things that go into opening up your own business. And I've been with companies when they first started, but I didn't see the put together. So I'm interested in seeing the put together to figure out if I really want to do this.
Before I let you go, though, would you? Because they're already calling this, ladies who list ATL. So the intention is to expand. Would you do ladies who list New York?
Would I do the show? You mean like if somebody contacted me?
And they will.
In the aspects of what I do, yes, I would. I would. Listen, my kids they had an intervention. I took a 6-week sabbatical because I had family issues that I had to deal with. My brother was in a serious car accident and was paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh, so sorry.
So I had to really help to get his stuff together and get him settled. So that's why I was on all the time the ends of the year, because I was home and doing that.
Yeah.
And my kids liked me a lot better when I didn't have the work, because what I do in dealing with property management and dealing with the high-end properties, like I deal with 100 West End Avenue, that property. Mm-hmm. I deal with the condos at the Ritz-Carlton. I deal with managing properties for these pain in the butt Ramonas who are 4 times and 5 times richer than Ramona. Like, I deal with the real New York City housewives. I deal with the ones on the level of LVP. And when I tell you that they think sometimes you're their personal servant, oh, I forgot to leave the key for my contractor. Can you please go over there and open the door for them? No, and sit with them. No, that's not my job. So I would do it in the aspect of what I do. Yeah, I would toss it all away and I would take the chance because I bring a different expertise. I bring from the build, the redesign. I used to redesign in not Lower Manhattan, on the Lower East Side.
Okay.
The East Village, my former boss, he owned a lot of the walk-ups. That's how he started his company. His father actually started the company buying all these walk-ups in the East Village. And when they would finally get the rent controlled and rent stabilized people out, when they would move or whatever, my job was to go in and redesign to put it back on the market. But I had to redesign within a budget that it would be free market. And New York City, there's a whole big calculation with 1/40th of the money you put. Like, there's a whole big calculation that goes into it. I had to redesign, gut the apartment, redesign it for sale, and the sales had to be at least $3,000 a month. So, like, this is what I love, that aspect. I love the construction, the design, putting it together. Love that aspect of it. Now,
you just did your audition right here because they're watching. This is a new show OWN is launching, so they are watching people's recaps of this. So OWN. Because they start the development now. Ooh,
I would do it.
I can't wait. Miss Brooklyn, as always, you really provided a lot of great knowledge. There are a lot of people in the comments saying thank you. So thank you for bringing clarity to the situation between Kiana and Robin and why Robin would charge her that amount of money for.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's not just doing a friend a favor. When you're in business, and this is what I try to tell people, because I'm on the board of my own co-op, and sometimes they want to, like, why don't you just do this? I'm like, nah, business is business. Money is money. When you're taking on that type of liability, you always have to look at things in the aspect of the liabilities. When you're asking somebody to hold something for you or do something for you, is as a business, under the business aspect, there's a liability that is attached, and that liability can be financial. And I don't want to be out of pocket because you screwed something up, and the buyer or the seller can come back and sue and say, this didn't sell because you mentioned to them about the noisy neighbor. Now that's a liability. And if they sue, it would have been Robin's ass on the line under the broker's license. If she was holding it under a broker's license, it would have been her that they sued.
Miss Brooklyn, as always, so you're going to be staying tuned for next week's episode of Ladies Who List Atlanta.
Yes.
All right. See you next week.
Well, I'll see you later about, Portia and her hot mess of a family.
Yes, we will. Guys, don't forget, at 9:45 p.m., we're going to recap it here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. But TikTok, we're going to be watching it together at 8:25 p.m. Eastern. Set your reminders. Miss Brooklyn, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your self-care Sunday.
Thank you. See you later.
Hi. All right. Let's get into some more callers. Maxilia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You'll correct me, though. I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on?
Oh, hello. Hi. It's my first time ever calling, and I've been watching you for I think a year or so now. So I'm really excited. Also, yes, it is pronounced Maxilia. I'm Haitian. And so, yeah, I know the spelling is a bit different, but I'm really excited about this show just because I didn't watch Selling Tampa either, but I love Selling Sunset. But I know there was I think 50 Cent had called out the people of Selling Tampa, and he was like, yeah, I don't sell homes. And I was like, ooh. So I was like, maybe I'll watch something else.
Black women, just saying.
Yeah, I feel like someone get him out of here. But maybe he was making a valid point. I didn't watch the show, but someone else also said that they didn't really sell homes. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch something else. And I'm really excited because I love that they're talking about kind of the ramifications throughout history with Black people trying to sell homes. Just for context, I'm a legislative director. And so my job is to look at policies and legislation. And there is a legislation, the GI Bill that was passed many years ago, which plays a key role in why Black people have such low equity in comparison to white families, because people are coming back from the war. And there was these promises made that people from the military would get low interest rates. But then the US government pretty much was just but not for Black people. So all these people were being able to buy homes and things like that, but it wasn't for Black people to do so. And then it was years later that people were, places in Georgia weren't even letting Black people buy homes. So it's really cool in 2022 now we're seeing Black real estate women and just like Black brokerages and things of that nature. So I hope they do well. And I'm gonna keep watching. But I also agree with the last caller. I do think Robin needs therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy, but I just feel like you're like, how old is she? Like 30 something? It's like, come on, like, you can't do this. Come on.
It sounds as if, and look, this is only the first episode. It sounds like if in her life she's gone through a lot. We don't know the full depth of what that is.
Yeah, and that trauma is there.
Yeah. Hopefully we will.
Yeah, I'm hoping the best for her, but yeah, she should really talk to someone about that. It's like, girl, that don't make no sense. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling in. Guys, if you just joined us, we are talking about the new show on OWN, Ladies Who List Atlanta. But you know what time it is. It's my reminder for you guys, get your coldest water bottle. It comes in multiple sizes, multiple colors, keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. And you get 10% off when you use the discount code KEMP10. Again, KEMP10. They don't just have water bottles either. They have other things on their website. Head on over to coldest.com and don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10 and let me take a sip. All right, let's take some more callers. Shalia, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Shalia? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing good today. And I actually was just watching the show when your notification came up that you were going to recap it. So I was like, oh, good. Perfect timing.
It's like I'm reading your
I mean, the show's okay so far. I don't like that it started off on such a drama-filled note. Like, as much as we want to see Black excellence and women be successful, I feel like we could have started off on a little bit of a better note. Robin does need therapy, as everyone has been saying. And I feel like Crystal is kind of like a pick-me girl. Like, she wants everybody to be her friend. She wants everybody to be on her side. She wants everybody to work with her and all this other stuff. And it just seems like pick me, pick me, pick me. And I don't really like that for her. So hopefully that'll change throughout the rest of the season. Wasn't really too interested in everyone else just yet.
It's just one episode, though. One episode.
Exactly. So hopefully we'll get to know them more and get to see more of their work. Because one of the things that Selling Tampa in this show shows to me more is the more messy side of things, whereas Selling Sunset has a really good balance of the messy and the work. So I'm hoping that with the future episodes of this, and then the next season of Selling Tampa, I do think because the firm or the real estate brokerage for Selling Tampa is so new, that's why they didn't sell that many properties. I saw somewhere that they said like the average property that they sold was like $300,000, which I do hope that like now that they have the Netflix show, and I'm thinking that's their goal, is that now they're going to be able to get those larger listings and things like that. But I hope to see more growth from them, and I hope to see the more work side of things, because it shows me too much of the messy. I need more of a balance.
Yeah, I agree. Shalia, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too. Guys, for those that are just started watching, we're recapping Ladies Who List, as you can see behind me, Ladies Who List Atlanta. That's on OWN. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. How would you rate this in live chat? How would you rate this from 1 to 10? Very first episode. Are you going to be watching? Should we keep recapping until the season's over? You guys decide. You are the curators of pop culture here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. But don't forget, we're also live right now on TikTok. What's going on TikTok? Keep tapping your screens. We're also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We are also live on Twitch and Twitter. And don't forget, a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is available right now. It's called New Year, New Boo. Also, it's very important that you rate and review. Don't forget to rate and review the Kempire Radio Network on your favorite podcast platform, because it does matter. All right, Adrian, I'm going to bring you up for a comment. What's going on, Adrian?
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. So, just give a little disclaimer. I didn't watch the show. So but look. So this will happen. It's on my list of things to watch. I didn't know you were going live, or else I would have done my homework. But I'm going to watch it. So I'm definitely going to watch it, because I am a real estate agent and I do work at Douglas Elliman. You guys kept talking about Douglas Elliman. I was like, let me call up. But Miss Brooklyn Diamond basically told y'all right in terms of the way that it works with the broker relationship. So your broker is going to be, like she said, that would be the equivalent of like a partner at a law firm. Basically, what it sounds like is happening is this girl doesn't have a place. Well, the way that we call it in the industry, she doesn't have a place to hang her license. You have to hang your license somewhere, and she doesn't have a place to do that. So if she's an agent, that's where you come. Everybody starts at the same level. You come in as an agent, right? So you have to be under a broker. They're like kind of responsible for you. So she doesn't have that. She has to hang those listings with somebody that has a broker's license. The broker's license is a different test. So that's why I think on the other show, the Selling Tampa show, when the girl got mad because the girl took her that's why she was upset, because she took her broker's test. That means she can now break out on her own. That's why she got mad at that. But we do have something. We all have insurance. It's called E&O insurance, errors and omissions. So basically, like the example that Ms. Brooklyn Diamond gave. So if I say something to a potential buyer, if I'm representing the seller and I say something to a potential buyer that turns them off, like in her example, and they do sue me, we do have insurance for that. It's very costly, and we have to pay for it in case you do something like that. Usually that's for like major screw ups. Like if you didn't reveal something like structural, like, you know, there's some type of major damage or something, and you didn't tell the buyer that, and then they find out after closing, that's when you get sued, like doing stuff like that. But basically, like what you said earlier, so it's it's as much of an art as it is a science, and it's a different skill set when you're dealing with sellers versus when you're dealing with buyers. But so in your case, if you're the buyer and you're like, hey, Adrian, I've been pre-approved, I got my stuff, I'm ready to go out, I've got the listings, I'm taking you out. Usually that is what most people are going to look at, kitchens and bathrooms, because those are the most costly to renovate. Like if you don't like that costs a lot of money to redo, right? So a lot of what's left in the house is usually cosmetic, right? Like if you agree on, and that's my job as the agent, is to make sure I narrow down the main things like location, right? Number of bedrooms, but most of that other stuff within the house can be fixed. You know, things can be, a lot of things can be done with paint, right? Paint or, decorate, like it makes a huge difference. And then, because if people, and I always say that if I can't see myself preparing meals in that kitchen or getting ready every day in that bathroom, I'm not living there. Yeah. Right. Unless I'm going in knowing that I'm okay with the renovation. If you're going in and you're just like, no matter what, in those cases, it might be like the location is just too perfect. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So you may have to make some concessions there. So, and it's very interesting because in New York real estate, I work in mostly Manhattan and Brooklyn. I've had clients, upper in Tribeca. I've had clients upper East Side, even downtown Brooklyn, like Brooklyn Heights, Fort Greene. They have $4 or $5 million to spend, and sometimes they can't even get everything that they want, and it's really frustrating.
I'm just having, wait, am I literally casting for the ladies who list New York?
New York you might be. I mean, it's really interesting to see how, and especially at the higher end, in terms of what Miss Brooklyn Diamond was talking about, people like that, a lot of times they're used to just being able to throw money at something. And so even with sometimes in a city like New York, when they can't, that's really interesting to try to solve, because they're like, well, hey, I got $5 million to spend. Why can't you get me this penthouse? I'm like, because it costs $7 million. Get your money up. So
I get your money up.
You know what I mean? But it's like, you have to ask yourself, like, what can you deal with, right? What can you deal with? What can you, like I said, deal with in the meantime? What are you willing to kind of give a little bit on if the house meets all of your other things, the things that can't be fixed or can't be changed, like location. That's why I keep, like, you can't just pick the house up and move, right? But a lot of times, like I said, I'm an agent. I work under a team. I don't know if what is this on OWN? Because a lot of not a lot, but the people who are on $1 million listing, a lot of them work in my office. So I don't know, since Douglas Elliman already has a relationship with Bravo, I don't know if I would be able to do it. But so you mentioned, what's her name? I don't know about what's her name? Ramona, but Kelly DeSimone does work for us. Yes. Kelly works for Doug Summer. Yeah, she definitely works for us. And Robert De Niro's son also works for Raphael. Raphael De Niro works for, Raphael's a major broker. That dude is a major broker.
I didn't
And a
know.
lot of people, if you look at him, you wouldn't even know who he was. And then you hear the last name and he's like, oh, shucks, right. Yeah, that's his son, Raphael. You could look him up. He works at Douglas Elliman too.
Are we really casting? We might have to. I'm just saying.
But the only other thing I would say too, like that the broker is responsible for, I don't know if anyone saw this, but and I'm so when Miss Brooklyn Diamond was talking about the people who get it relocated from those affordable housing and rent stabilized type of things, that is such a huge problem in New York City. Like they actually have our Attorney General, Letitia James, the Black woman that's doing all the stuff with Trump.
Yeah.
You know, before she became Attorney General, she was the advocate.
Yep.
So in that role, they actually published a worst landlords list where they published a list of these private companies that do that type of stuff. And I'm not saying that Miss Brooklyn Diamond was doing that, but people who, you know, seek out these buildings so that they can get everybody out that's paying, you know, market, under market rate and whatnot, rent stabilized buildings, affordable housing, anything like that. They want those people out so they can move in, people that will pay what we call market rate. So market rate is like a free market apartment. When you see a 1-bedroom going for like, $3,000 that's a market rate apartment. And it's difficult because there's an article in New Yorker magazine way back from 2014, I'll never forget it, where the investor talks about going through Brooklyn, through Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights, and how they get people out, how they go about removing people. And he flat out says, he said, listen, we know, especially in Brownstone, Brooklyn, like he says, I know a lot of Black people have never seen this much money before, so we'll just throw them a number, they'll usually take it, but as long as we can get them out, we need to put in, and actually the name of the article, you guys can look this up, it's New Yorker magazine. The name of the article is called I Put in White Tenants. And this article, the entire article is this investor literally explaining how they get Black people out and move white people in. And the other one is in the New York Times, they did, I think it was 2019, they did a huge article on real estate out in Long Island where those brokers did get in a lot of trouble. They were doing something called steering. We have to take federal fair housing. As a matter of fact, mine is due next month. Actually, we have to take fair housing every 2 years. But one of the things that we have to talk about is things that are against, the Fair Housing Act, like steering. Steering is literally what it sounds like, where you steer people to certain neighborhoods or others. So what they were doing is they would take a Black client. So you call me, say, hey, Adrian, I have my pre-approval letter. I've been pre-approved for $800,000. I want to go to Leavittsburg. I want to go to Pelham. I want to go to here, wherever it is I want to go. And what they were doing, they were taking the Black people like, actually, you should go over here. Like they didn't want to show them the more whiter neighborhoods. And they got in a lot of trouble for that. That is something you getting sued for. because that's against the Federal Fair Housing Act. Like you cannot do that. And unfortunately, that's why I'm so happy that they do have these shows that where you see it is Black women on the forefront in real estate and doing a thing, because people don't understand, especially when you talk about things like gentrification, these people are on the front lines of that, because they're literally like, look at this article. I'm telling y'all, the New York Times, I believe, was an article about Long Island real estate. I believe it was 2019, where they talked about that. These people are on the front lines of racist practices and literally steering Black people in one direction or another, and away from all white areas. And I'm so interested in this because, real estate is one of the great wealth generators, right? That's how a lot of people accumulate their wealth. So if you're literally taking that opportunity from someone because you're on the front lines of making sure that neighborhood stays white. So a lot of these agents and brokers, they're absolutely in on that. They absolutely are. Or if they have I heard this too, where they'll have a white client who's kind of racist. They'll tell them, don't bring any Black people here. Like, so sometimes that happens. That absolutely happens. And then, I believe that was all I had to say about that. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to make sure I
officially cast for ladies who live in New York City. I can't wait. Maybe by the time that they get this in production, you guys will be helping me find my $1 million home here in New York. All right, I'm ready.
Listen, seriously, I need your information anyway, because when you are ready, I can absolutely walk you through that process. But yeah, I mean, I just encourage everyone to. There's so many different ways to do it. FHA loans, you could put down 3.5% to 5%. You don't have to do a traditional 20%. I mean, we have to get more Black people, owning, because this is the great wealth generator. Like, a lot of us were able to generate what little wealth we do have by I don't know. I know a lot of people listening, and we're all obviously in New York City, but wherever you are, where you're listening in from, no matter where you are in the country, please, like, go back and check on grandmama's house, check on auntie and them's house. Don't just sell that. Like, that's a wealth generating tool here. That's not something we should just be giving away easily, especially in areas and major cities that are being gentrified. If there's even a whiff of gentrification happening in your area, do not sell that house. Or at the very least, that's another thing I was going to tell you. The thing about the appraisals, did you see about that? That's another thing that they're doing. Black people's homes, these appraisers are going in and they're intentionally lowering the appraised value of someone's home. So you have look at it on both sides. On the buyer side, you have agents that are committing what's called steering. On the selling side, you have appraisers. So if I'm a Black homeowner and I go to get my appraisal done because I'm getting ready to put the house on the market, I'm thinking it's worth $1 million, and the appraiser said, "Oh, actually, no, it's only worth 500." That's a huge difference. Like, that's $500,000 in real money that you're taking away from somebody. And the reason why that appraisal is important is because that's supposed to be the independent third party that the bank looks at to say, okay, yes, this number is the real actual market value, because this is what an independent, unbiased third party licensed appraiser has come to say.
Yeah.
They were basically just depleting Black people's wealth. I mean, it should not be that off where you have a house you think is worth $1 million, they say it's only worth $5 million. It'd be different if I think it's worth $1 million, they come back and say, actually, it's only worth $950. That's different. But these people were intentionally lowering the value of Black people's home. Nothing else about the house has changed. So what the Black people did was they got their white neighbors. They would take I think D.L. Hughley talked about, his agent told him to do that in California. Take all the pictures down of your Black family, and they had white people, white friends, neighbors, or pretend to be the homeowner. So then when the appraisal comes, now they get a different appraisal come out and they get the right appraisal. There's a lot going on. Yeah, but I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna watch, because as soon as I saw both shows, I was like, yes, I'm going up for this, because it's Black women who are on the forefront, because these are the types of things, when you don't have Black people in these positions, these are the types of things that can happen.
Wow.
So I just wanted to call in and say that, even though I ain't watched the show yet, but I promise I will watch it.
So much great information and articles. We're going to look those up. Adrian, if you can text them at TheKempire.com so we can post them in the description of this video, because here we like to cite our sources. So I want to read them too. So
yeah, send it to the 347 number.
Yes.
Okay, I'll send all the links to that, because I really want people to go back and read what I'm talking about, y'all, because this is so important.
Yeah.
This is so important.
Adrian, well, we look forward to your commentary on this in the weeks, because we're going to be talking about this, and all the real estate agents that we know and love that have called in already today. You've provided so much information. So thank you to you and to Miss Brooklyn Diamond. So thank you, guys.
Absolutely, love. I'll talk to you soon. I'll send those links now.
Okay, thank you. Oop, sorry. We're going to take one more caller, guys. But before we do that, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the new OWN show, season 1 of Ladies Who List Atlanta. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of the episode? How would you rate the episode? Are you going to be watching it? And share your thoughts on what we've been talking about with Adrian or with Miss Brooklyn Diamond when it comes to real estate in your area. We were examining New York, and look, shout out to, hold on, let me point this out. First of all, let me just say thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zoe, for the super chat. Zoe says, in Robin's defense, it's not good when you tell your friend your weaknesses and she brings it up to use against you. That's what Crystal seemed to do. Yeah, but she was also being real. If you're talking about starting a brokerage firm with these women, that's something you have. If you're a real friend, you're going to point that out to. Like, you've said to me, you have a difficult time working with women. Then this might not be your thing, or you're going to have to be conscious of it. Thank you so much, Zoe, for the super chat. And JJ brought up a good point. And one of the things that Adrian said not triggered me, but brought up and reminded me when I was looking for like my first apartment after college. I was still living in Staten Island, and my friend was a real estate agent, a white real estate agent, and I was looking at an apartment on the other side of Staten Island, which is a little bit more mixed, a little bit more white. And my friend said to me, I'm going to have to be very transparent with you. They don't want a Black person moving in. So did not move over there. And there was an article in the Staten Island Advance that talked about how the Staten Island Expressway is sort of like the Mason-Dixon line of Staten Island. Just saying. All right. Let's take one more caller. Chrissy, what's going on? Hey, Chrissy.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. The last caller, I can say that was very fulfilling. I don't know much about real estate, and I just finished watching Ladies Who List Atlanta maybe 10 minutes ago for content, to have something other than the regular dramatic shows going on and doing those reviews. But it seems like it's gonna just be in that same area. And I think I was really interested in it to get a little more of what Adrian was saying. Like, I wanted to, hear things of that nature and to see how real estate, the evolution of real estate and everything, and how, just to encourage people to get on that level to start purchasing property and to start, instead of renting, get into, a little bit more owning and being on that end of the totem pole. But yeah. I'm going to keep up with the show, and I'm going to watch it a little further just to see where it goes, and hopefully, to get a little more insight on the real estate business, because I know absolutely nothing about it. So
I feel like I learned a lot just today.
Yeah, I mean, it more off of your live, when you have people like Adrian that's willing to, give a little insight and to inspire people a little more, that's pretty much what we need on our television. Like, we need to see the women and black people, just people in general, just giving a little positivity and just trying to die down a little bit on the drama. Like, we love the drama. I love the drama. But, sometimes you want a little, you want a little versatility. We want something different every now and then. So that's all I just called in to say. I just wanted to say, because the other day I couldn't get my live right. I couldn't get on here, but I just really wanted to get on just to say that.
Thank you, Chris.
And I love your show. I love your show. I love your personality. I love you. I think you're bomb.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. All right. So wait, I wanted to get one of the hold on. Wait, where is it? Where did it go? This is why I need to save these. Oh, hey, wait. Sammy says, grew up in Staten Island. I have seen people be racist there, especially on the South Shore part. Yeah. Well, sometimes it's not even just the South Shore, but look, Staten Island has its things. Staten Island has its things. Good. Look, I didn't expect us to have such a long conversation about this new show, but that's what happens. Surprisingly, we have a new show on OWN called Ladies Who List Atlanta. Yes, we're getting a lot of drama in the first episode, but hopefully we will also get an understanding of real estate gentrification. And I hope Robin does have her opportunity to explain why she would charge Kiana the $500 to hold those 26 listings. When you do the total, though, it's $13,000. How much money is she going to make off of these listings? Probably a lot more than that. A lot more than that. And thank you to all of the real estate agents that, well, I don't know. Now that I've learned, I don't know if they're agents or brokers. They'll let me know. Anyways, guys, we are learning all kinds of new things. And shout out to all of you that were part of the conversation. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. And of course, thank you to our moderators for being here as much as you guys can be, because we go live almost every day, it feels like. Thank you to the moderators for allowing us to have an adult, fun conversation in the live chat. And shout out to our TikTok chat. I see you guys as well. I appreciate you being here for this conversation. And if you missed it, we posted a couple of stories and we went live yesterday to talk about Project Runway and the Special Housewives episode that they had. And we had some Kardashian news. So if you missed any of that, guys, be sure to check that out exclusively on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Road to 100,000 subscribers is right around the corner. And we appreciate all of you that watch. But if you're not subscribed, you might be missing out on content. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to join our texting community at TheKempire.com. We will be live exclusively on TikTok at 8:25 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch Portia's Family of Lies. Portia's Family Matters, whatever. And then, of course, at 9:45 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing our weekly recap, subscribers only. Subscribers only, so you have to be subscribed to be a part of the live chat. Thank you all for being here. Let's get out of here. Happy Sunday. Let's get the vibes going. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.